This fragment is a piece of the Aston Webb screen wall of the V&A, designed in 1909 as a device to hide the museum Victorian boilers contained behind it. As such, the composition in carefully graded Portland stone featured a thick wall topped with a gracefully colonnade that allowed passengers by a few discrete views on the building behind the screen. An arched getaway centrally positioned in the screen gave access to the courtyard behind it. Portland stone was mainly quarried between 1840s and 1930s. Before that, only one area of the expansive territory was used to quarry the Portland stone for the monarchy. During that period of time, convicts were mainly the people who would quarry the stones. Today, the quarries are falling into depletion, and most of the territory remains in use to provide mostly aggregate. This listed wall became a part of the area for the new design of the west entry of the museum. It was then removed to protect it and allow the work to go ahead. The main priority was to conserve the fragments and leaving them intact. The preservation of the stones was not a question. These fragments were carefully removed, one by one. Each of them was numbered in order to know its location within the original structure. Each of the pieces then is individually traced, studied, named, and numbered, and thanks to that, most of the screen has been rebuilt on site. The vision of the new project did affect the wall. It opened it up, converting it into a grand door using most of the Victorian stones, like this one. The ones which were not used in the projects were stored for the V&A for a short period of time. Later on, those fragments were given to a quarry. Now these pieces are sitting on a vast terrain next to the quarry, piled on top of each other, disrupted of their original function. This piece is one of them, and they have been removed from the urban dynamism, leaving them temporarily programless. These stones were done in the late 1800s. Their shape is not standardized. The memory of the past seems to be predominant over the present. Symbols like these ones are the ones that differentiate these stones and make them unique. For instance, these were some sort of like system that the stone masons would use in order to categorize and know where the stones go within the architecture. They still maintain the identity of their origin, adding to their value. At the same time, its not standardized shape makes its reuse apparently more difficult. Would it be more profitable to remove the uneven skin of the stones and sell them as big pieces of grade 1 Portland stone, now that the quarries are suffering into depletion?